So WISE has been a program in the Upper Valley since 1971, and our mission is to end domestic and sexual violence in the Upper Valley. So we do that through the two core tenets of our mission: empowering survivors and through prevention and education. And so we're focused on both providing support for individuals who have experienced violence, as well as changing the conditions in the community that support violence happening in the first place. Most commonality amongst the victims of domestic violence is that they're women. And beyond that, it can be any socioeconomic status, any racial demographic, all across different religions. But being female is a high predictor of experiencing dating or domestic violence, or being part of another marginalized group. I think isolation is a major one, especially in such rural communities. We don't live in apartment buildings for the most part, and so it can be hard to know what's going on with your neighbors. But sort of recognizing if someone doesn't seem to be able to socialize in the way that they want, if someone doesn't seem to be able to go to normal appointments without their partner being there. There are lots of different things, but when you are looking at a relationship and sense of power imbalance, does the person seem to have agency in their relationship, seem to have access to the resources in their relationship, and are they able to make decisions within the context of their relationship? One of the things that I think is really important is that it's not the relationship that's abusive, it's a person. And so often the first question people ask is, why don't you just leave? And people don't just leave because, one, leaving the relationship does not mean that the abuse ends. People find lots of ways to continue their abuse through the court system, through stalking, etc. And two, we know that leaving can be really dangerous. 75% of domestic violence homicides happen when the person is trying to leave. So the aftermath can be really long going, and so WISE is working with people not just in the immediate crisis that they may be experiencing, but in the full sort of spectrum of the ways that violence may be impacting their lives. And we're recognizing that domestic and sexual violence are often not an instance that happens that people then recover from, but are instead an experience that people have in their lives that we want to support them in integrating into their full selves. One of the things that you can do, WISE has a petition that we would like to post in the area news articles. You can find and read that petition online at our website, wiseuv.org, or on our Facebook page. And the act of collecting signatures and sort of learning more about what you can do is part of that petition, but also finding some solidarity in this community, that we are communities across the Upper Valley that won't support domestic and sexual violence. We have a volunteer program where people can learn how to be WISE ambassadors or how to staff our crisis line on nights and weekends. They can learn how to support survivors through legal processes or at the hospital. People can reach out to their neighbors, and people can find ways that they can sort of participate in this community of keeping one another safe.